What if I told you the greatest battles in tennis aren't decided by muscles or technique, but by the mind? We've all seen insane rallies, impossible winners, and epic comebacks, but what you don't see, the invisible game happening inside a player's head, is what actually separates the GOATs from the rest. Why do some players collapse under pressure while others become superhuman? Why does one player tighten up while the other unleashes a 125 miles per hour second serve on breakpoint? You're about to step into the mental arena of elite tennis, a world where psychology is everything, and one thought can mean the difference between a trophy and tears. This is the psychological edge of elite tennis players. Let's peel back the layers. At the top of tennis, everyone can hit a forehand, everyone can serve, everyone trains for hours every day. So how do we explain this? A qualifier beats the world number 1. A player down 2 sets to love suddenly becomes invincible. A rising star can't hold their nerve in a Grand Slam final. The difference? It's not fitness, it's not luck, it's mental warfare. Former pro and author Timothy Gallwey called it the inner game of tennis, an ongoing dialogue in a player's head between confidence and doubt, discipline and chaos. When the body is exhausted and the crowd is roaring, the player who can control their mind controls the match. And often, they're not just playing their opponent, they're fighting themselves. Picture this. You're serving at 5-6 in a tiebreak in front of 15,000 screaming fans. Your opponent just crushed a return winner. Your heart's pounding. Can you block everything out and still hit your target? Focus is everything in elite tennis. And we're not talking about casual focus, we mean tunnel vision. Think sniper-level focus. Rafael Nadal is famous for his rituals, the towel wipe, the line stepping, the bottle arrangement. But it's not superstition, it's calibration. It's how he dials in and shuts the world out. Novak Djokovic often says he visualizes entering a flow state where time slows down and the noise disappears. He doesn't just hit the ball, he feels the ball. Even crowd chaos or a controversial line call can't break their mental shell. Some players use cue words, some use breathing patterns. Some stare at the strings of their racket to anchor themselves. Because if you let your focus wander for 1 second, that might be the moment your opponent breaks you. Because if you let your focus wander for 1 second, that might be the moment your opponent breaks you. Let's get real. Mistakes happen. Even Federer shanked forehands. Even Serena missed easy volleys. But here's the difference. Champions don't dwell. They reset. Fast. This is the next point mentality. You double fault on breakpoint? Forget it. You hit a terrible drop shot, it's over. You got booed by the crowd? Block it out. Carlos Alcaraz, the rising phenom, often laughs after bad shots. It's not arrogance, it's his way of emotionally resetting. Meanwhile, some players spiral. 1 mistake becomes 2, 2 become 10, and suddenly, they're out of the tournament. Psychologists call this emotional regulation. It's the skill of noticing your reaction, pausing and choosing your next move, rather than being dragged by frustration. This is what separates the composed from the combustible. And guess what? In tennis, 1 meltdown can erase 3 sets of brilliance. Ever wonder what players do in the locker room before a Grand Slam final? They're not just stretching, they're strategizing, priming their minds. Some are visualizing patterns of play, others are listening to rap, classical, or dead silence. Roger Federer once said he visualized every point before stepping on court. Maria Sharapova used to walk the halls alone, headphones in, locked in. Andy Murray plays mind games with himself, imagining hostile crowds, unfair calls, and then conquering them. Why? Because the match starts before the first point, and then there's the mental warfare. Eye contact at the coin toss, the pace of the warm-up, even the choice of first serve. Everything is about sending a message. I'm ready. Are you? Belief starts in the locker room, and by the time they hit the court, some players are already broken, mentally. Pressure is the villain of every sport, unless you learn to flip it. The greats don't just handle pressure, they use it, they love it, they seek it out. Novak Djokovic, he lives for the 5th set. His body language improves as the pressure rises. Why? Because he's reframed the moment. He doesn't think, what if I lose? He thinks, what an opportunity. This is mindset mastery. It's not just bravado, it's trained. Through repetition, affirmations, journaling, and yes, sports psychologists. Players create alter egos to embody strength. Naomi Osaka used to imagine herself as a calm, composed version of herself in stressful moments. Others, like Andre Agassi, learned to love the pressure only after hitting rock bottom. But make no mistake, this transformation is what keeps champions on top year after year. They don't fear the big stage, they become bigger because of it. Here's a secret. Champions don't train the mind sometimes, they train it every day. The same way they practice forehands, they practice focus, confidence, grit. Simona Halep used to doubt herself constantly, until she started journaling her progress. Djokovic meditates daily. He credits his longevity not just to fitness but to mental stillness. Rafael Nadal openly says he still gets nervous, but he's learned to coexist with nerves, not fight them. Mental mastery isn't about feeling fearless. It's about functioning at a high level, despite fear. That's why you'll hear coaches say, train the mind like you train the body. Because the mind is a muscle, and if you neglect it, no amount of talent will save you. Tennis is a game of technique, yes, but elite tennis? It's a chess match of thoughts, a test of self-belief, a war of willpower. You've seen the winners, the trophies, the tears of joy, but now, you understand what it really takes. Champions don't just train their bodies, they sculpt their minds. They fall apart, and put themselves back together faster than anyone else. They feel the fear, and swing anyway. So the next time you watch a tiebreak or a fifth set, look closely. The real match? It's happening between the ears. And now you know, the psychological edge of elite tennis players. Know more. Be more.